Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, happy skincare Sunday. Yes, this one is a little bit late. I know I have just been fighting the worst cold ever. So I am trying to get back in action, and I definitely didn't want to skip this week because I know that you guys just loved the idea of Skincare Sunday. So I'm hoping to keep this going as quickly and as weekly as possible. So today we're going to talk about how to layer serums and retinol, since that is such a hot topic right now. So I first want to start out with layering serums. Now, first of all, I'm not a dermatologist, I am not a doctor, so I really urge all of you guys to do your own research. You can take what I have to say and then go do your own research, see what works for your skin. This is going to be something that I need you guys to really take in consideration for the remaining of any of my skincare videos, because everybody's skin's different. People are taking some medications, basically, everybody's different lifestyles, things like that. So take what I say, do your own research, and see what would be best suited for your skin. But some basic tips on how to layer serums. So, I talked a lot about essences in my last Skincare Sunday, and I'm actually trying a new essence that was referred to me by you guys that is a lot less price point than the others. I think it's called the Revolution, and I will definitely be checking back in with you guys and letting you know how I like that essence in compared to the Tatcha one. I also ordered a bunch of new things from the Ordinary, and so I'm trying to get those in. It takes a while to get those in, and then give them a really good go and try to give you guys a very thorough review on the Ordinary, because I know, especially there, layering serums with all of their different options can be a little bit overwhelming, and gosh, who knows where to start. So when you're thinking of serums, where you start is you usually wash, obviously knowing me. I'm big into double cleanses at night, so I do my double cleanse. I'll use an essence. And then if the nights that I don't do an exfoliation, I'll just go right into my serums. But right now, I'm actually trying the 14-day Smooth and Radiant Peel and Bright 14 treatments from Dr. Dennis Gross. This is the Alpha Beta Extra Strength Daily Peel, so I will definitely be letting you guys know how this is going. So far, so good, but we're only into day 3. But next week, we're going to be talking all about AHAs and BHAs. So it's very fitting that I'm trying this out this week so I can kind of get back to you guys and let you know how I like that. But there are a lot of serums out there that do a lot of different things, so it's very hard for me to speak to all serums. But the general gist is double cleanse, either tone or essence, and then you start layering your serums from clear to more opaque. So for example, I have a serum from Drunk Elephant, the vitamin C serum. I have a hyaluronic serum, hyaluronic acid serum. And then I have, something like this, which is the retinol serum. I have the firming peptide milk from Dr. Dennis Gross. So when you're doing this, you want to go the lightest formula of serum you have. So Ren also has one called Beauty Shot, which is full of hyaluronic acid. I really, really like that one. So start with the clearest liquid to the most opaque liquid. So for me, I go on the nights that I am doing retinol, so I will obviously cleanse, do the whole thing, and then I will go into hyaluronic, I will go into my retinol, and then I will sometimes layer on the Dr. Dennis Gross firming peptide, because this one is a milk. Okay, so that's the one thing that you need to understand is this one's last because it's the most hydrating and it has like a milky consistency to it. So I hope that makes sense. And you only want to layer 3 serums at the most. Your skin can really only receive 3 like treatment products, so 3 serums of that nature, but I usually only do 2 because I find that my skin just starts to get overwhelmed and it gets confused and it's like, what the heck's going on? So make sure that you are layering on the appropriate ones, and usually you only want to do like 2 acids, and then if you want to do like you know, some sort of firming that is like milky, like that's the reason why I keep going back to this, because it's just all about hydration. And then you'll put your oil on, and you can, some people put their oil on before moisturizer or after or just as moisturizer if you're more, you know, oily. But in my opinion and from my practice is that when I put oil on, it's actually going to allow everything to kind of penetrate deeper, because oils, usually their molecular structure is smaller, so they actually can go into the skin a little bit deeper. So that is what you do usually, is your oil is last, so everything kind of penetrates a lot deeper and a lot more effective. All right, so if that makes sense, so when you're layering serums, 3 at the most, and go from the lightest weight and texture and color, so some, you know, things that are clear, all the way up to ones that are a little bit more opaque. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And then, so let's chat about retinol. Now, this is a very touchy subject. It has a lot of opinions that go with it. There's a lot of contradictory information out there. So I'm hoping to clear some of that up, and then also to, again, do your own research. But in my opinion, most people in their late 30s all the way up into, you know, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, 80s, whatever, should definitely be having some sort of retinol in their skincare. Okay, so first of all, I have notes here, by the way, that I've written. So if I'm looking down, it's the paper that I'm just looking at. I have them on my phone, like I have them everywhere, because this is such a in-depth topic that I'm trying to break them down so you guys can really understand and really get a great perspective on it. Now, Paula's Choice is a cosmetic line or a skincare line, and then they also have on her website, they also have a section that talks all about every ingredient you could possibly think of, what to use them with, what they are. So that is a great resource, okay? So Paula's Choice. So look at that if you have any questions as well. So first of all, retinol is a natural form of vitamin A. Now, the difference between vitamin A or retinoids or retinol and retin A is that retin A is derived from retinoic acid, and it's synthetically derived from vitamin A. Both are retinoids, so retinol and retin A are both retinoids, okay? They come from that family, retinoid family. Retinol is usually a lot more gentle on the skin because it needs your body to synthesize it into a retinol, which basically, you know, does what it, you know, what I'm going to talk to you about, what it does for the skin. Now, and all the products I'm going to be sharing today actually are less aggressive than your prescription of retinol from your doctor. Retinol basically is, like I said, it's a lot more gentle, but retin A is something that is definitely prescribed for your doctor in the United States, and I believe in the UK you have to have a prescription as well. But that is like pure synthetic, like retin A. It is full strength, and retinols are not full strength, and so they're broken down a little bit more to become more gentle on the skin, if that makes sense. So retinol is a weaker form of retin A. You can get retin A all by itself. I'm sorry, you can actually get vitamin A all by itself. There are some products out there that have just vitamin A in it, and that is actually, it might be a great place to start if you have never introduced yourself or your skin to retinols or retinoids. So you can look into products of that nature. But we usually consider retinols like the powerhouse ingredient. It basically, what it does for your skin is so many things. Like, that's why it's like one of those kind of gold standards. It does so many things for your skin. Obviously acne, pore size, it's skin restoring, wrinkle smoothing, firming. It's an antioxidant because antioxidants are A, C, and E, right? We also help with visible signs of acne, and they actually help with faster cell turnover, which basically means as we age, our cell turnover from the bottom all the way up, slows down. And so what that does is it helps speed that up so new, beautiful, younger looking skin can come to the surface. Packaging really is key here. I have a product from Murad called the Retinol Youth Renewal Serum, and I like this packaging way better than most because it's airtight, comes in a pump, and it can't be manipulated by light because the way it's packaged. Now that's the only problem I have with the retinol by the Ordinary. Yes, it is a bottle that has a color to it, so it's going to help with you know, light getting in and kind of disrupting the product, but in my opinion, it is really not my favorite part that it is packaged this way. But we'll get more into specific products in a second. Now, also something to remember is that not everyone can use retinoids or retinol or Retin-A, okay? So if you find yourself to be really sensitive, unfortunately, I would stay away from this product. I would look for maybe a straight vitamin A and really work up very, 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 very slowly so your skin has time to adjust. Definitely, you don't want to be using any physical exfoliants while you're on a retinol, and you definitely don't want to be getting like peels or anything like that. You definitely have to let whoever's doing your peel know that you are on a retinol. They usually will ask you to stop. I think it's several days before. Even when I get my eyebrows waxed, I stop my retinol about 3 days before because it can cause skin sensitivity and sometimes lifting. But that's more whenever you're dealing with prescription strength things. And you can use a retinoid with a hyaluronic acid because really hyaluronic acid is not really, I mean, like it is an acid, but it's not a exfoliating acid, okay? And nor is retinol. If you guys did not know, it's not an exfoliant. So that's something that is kind of a misnomer. So let's go through a couple other points that are kind of myths about retinoids that some people think. So you cannot use retinol with AHAs or BHAs. Basically what I found that there's no research that says you can't. Actually, in fact, we see this is from Paula's Choice's website. So what she says is it turns out that the claim of retinol and not working with AHAs or BHA exfoliants involves a misunderstanding about how skincare ingredients works separately and together. So each ingredient, so AHAs, BHAs, retinols, have their own benefits, but when they're combined, they actually make their own unique benefits to the skin. They work in harmony, not in conflict. So research shows that using retinol products with an effective AHA or BHA product increases the benefits. It does not decrease them. So that is something interesting. So you can layer them like retinols at night and AHAs, BHAs in the morning. I've actually used my Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads with my retinol because this is my exfoliant. And then the retinol is something different, obviously, so you can use them together. Retinols impact the skin on many levels, while AHAs and BHA affect only the skin's surface, helping to shed unwanted dead skin. Retinols do not exfoliate the skin. I thought this was really great to mention. Retinols can cause flaking reaction for some people, but this is a side effect, which is often temporary. It is not the same as exfoliation. And it says, don't mistake flaking for exfoliation. When healthy, normal exfoliation is taking place, you don't see it or feel it. If you do experience flaking from using retinol, it means you either should reduce the frequency of using the retinol product or the frequency of using the AHA, BHA exfoliants, okay? So I thought that that was really kind of important. All right, so that leads me to kind of my final point, which is, in my opinion, I don't like to use a retinol during the day. I think anything that you do to your skin, you know, when you're trying to use kind of these exfoliants and kind of higher level skincare ingredients, it has a tendency to make your skin photosensitive. So you really need to make sure that your SPF, your sunscreen, is intact. Like, you need to make sure you have a good one. I will be doing a skincare Sunday on some of my favorite SPFs. But right now, the Supergoop Spray SPF Mattifying Setting Spray, SPF, I believe it's 50, is one of my favorites because I can touch up all day with that. But make sure that is your #1 anti-aging fighter is SPF. Okay, so if you don't have that kind of set up, you really must look into that, okay? Now, I use sometimes my vitamin C suspension with my retinol at night because they're both antioxidants, all right? So it works really well together. So I just want you guys to play with it. Also, I just want to really drive home a couple points is A, please go into this slowly. Do not buy a strength like this of retinol and just slap it all over your face, okay? You need to build up, you need to do a patch test, you need to make sure that your skin is prepared for this caliber of product. So start with 1 time a week for several weeks, twice a week, 3 times a week. You know, start out with something really gentle, straight vitamin A, then go to a little different retinoid, and then probably in another year I will actually go get a prescription strength of Retin A, because my skin just isn't there yet. Definitely something to keep in mind. And then you have to wear an SPF. No matter what products you're using, please do not skip out on the SPF. Okay? So that's my 2 cents for that. Now, my favorite 2 products that contain retinol is the Ordinary Advanced Retinol 2%. That's pretty high percentage of retinol. I use this about 3 to 4 times a week. And it says it's a stable emulsion of next generation forms of retinoid. And then this one by Murad, which I actually found I had a little bit more of a reaction to this. This is the Retinol Youth Renewal Serum. This is really fantastic. This is a great retinol. I found it to be very effective. And they actually just came out with a vitamin C detox night cream that you can wear on top of this because it's, I guess, some sort of plant-derived vitamin C. So that has been something I've been trying out as well, and quite liked it. So there are also a couple other products that I like that you can find is Dr. Dennis Gross has a great retinol serum that's very effective. I mean, he has actually pads, a retinol pad, that if I like these exfoliants, I will do these like Monday through Friday, and then I'll use the retinol pads 1 day a week. Sunday Reily Luna is a retinol oil that is fantastic. Definitely something you should look into for sure. And then Neutrogena, so this is a drugstore brand, has a great, it's well proven. I did some research on this. It's highly regarded. Neutrogena's Rapid Wrinkle Repair Serum. And then ROC, R-O-C, that's in the drugstore, has another youth retinol cream, which is, again, done a lot of research on that. It's very well proven that that works great. So those are 2 drugstore options for you as well. And then if you ever go into Sephora or something like that and you look at Peter Thomas Roth, he has, of course, retinol serums. But before I leave you, I hope that this was informative. There's just a lot that has to go into retinol, because then, you know, we could dive a little bit deeper, and there's different types of retinols and different calibers of retinol. So really do your research and see what you think would be effective and beneficial for your skin. Again, I did want to include all ends of the spectrum of price. This is, I mean, literally, I think this was $6. You can't beat that. And then, of course, you have a lot more expensive serums like this, and then some of the, you know, the Dr. Dennis Gross ones. The Sunday Riley's a little bit more expensive, but I did also want to give you some drugstore options as far as the Neutrogena one and the ROC one. I think that those are great options as well if that's where you want to start out. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I will see you guys all on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.